Consciousness creates form. Personality is not physical. We are an energy personality essence, focused now in physical matter. Physical senses cannot give one a true picture of reality. No knowledge exists in a vacuum, and all information must be interpreted and colored by the personality who holds it and pass it on. We create the world as we know it. We project our thoughts outward into physical form. Consciousness is a way of perceiving the various dimensions of reality. We form the body we know at a deeply unconscious level. Soul carries memories from past lives, knowledge from subjective dimensions. All objective realities flow one into another. The communication from soul to us is quicker than a word spoken. There is no real divisions in self, it's all one self. Personality is multidimensional. Personality is not here and now attribute of consciousness. The self as I know it is a fragment of entire identity. We observe mostly the outside aspects of object. Everything in existence has awareness or consciousness of self, even a nail, a rock. We made of cells that willingly, free will, cooperate to form physical body. There is no death or dead matter. There is no limitation of self. Cell is part of body, part of environment, part of God, and so on. Our sense of identity and continuity is not dependent upon the ego. To sense reality within the form requires a different sort of attention and more delicate manipulation than physical sense could provide. Personality is a gestalt of ever-changing perception. Sometimes when one dies, he doesn't realize it, but birth almost always implies a sharp and sudden recognition of a new world. No objective reality exists but that which is created by consciousness. You can form whatever particular images you want to surround you. Thus they are created mentally. Objects exist in dependence with you. They are manifestations of your own psychological and psychic selves. We form our own reality with joy and creativity. Permanency and stability have nothing to do with form, but with integration of pleasure, purpose, accomplishment, and identity. All systems of reality are not physically oriented. I form my own physical image at unconscious level, at every moment, as a direct result of my inner conceptions of what I am. I can manipulate thoughts to follow each nuance of my inner experience. Evolution is a consciousness changing all the time. Telepathy is communication through thermal and electromagnetic images. One feels much freer to feel an experience because one is not afraid of being swept away by feeling. Everybody knows it, doesn't need to hide anything. Travel through emotions of you and others. Do not be afraid or threatened by them, and translate them into creativity. Do not conceal emotions because it's impossible and undesirable. Identity is not dependent upon form. Therefore, one can adopt any form one desires, blend into other environments. Consciousness always seeks to create form. The only separation is brought about by ability of people to perceive and manipulate things. We exist in the midst of other systems of reality, but we do not perceive them or interpret them because we too focused on the physical environment. Time doesn't exist either. It's a perceptual framework. We can follow a consciousness through all of its forms within the flicker of an eye, but we just don't perceive it, we don't focus on it. If one feels that room seems smaller, then it is so. It will attract certain kinds of events rather than others, and it will alter your own psychological structure and hormonal output. Although if we will measure, the size will be the same, that is because size has changed as well. Instruments within such rooms alter themselves because they also created by us. I am constantly changing the form, shape, contour, and meaning of my body and environment. Spiritual and psychological identity are dependent upon creative change. Our environment is composed of imbalances, where change is allowed full play. Permanency of physical matter is misleading. You can learn to change your physical environment by learning to change and manipulate your dream environment. All forms are not physical. Consciousness cannot unbe, therefore it must show itself in every form. The senses create the environment we perceive. They necessitate the perception of three-dimensional reality. Using the inner senses, we become conscious creators, co-creators in our reality. Distance is not space. A tree is different to a microbe, bird, insect, man. It is not only appears to be different, it is different. Seth can perceive only valid reality of tree in context to his own reality only. We perceive tree in context to our reality. It's a being, the same as we are. The physical picture is simply one of an infinite number of ways to perceive various forms through which consciousness expresses itself. The physical senses force you to translate experience into physical perceptions. The inner senses open your range of perception. Consciousness is a spontaneous exercise in creativity. We are deeply fascinated with physical reality, and we are in a deep trance now. That's why we ignore so many other realities. All our attention is focused upon one situation, which we call reality, while ignoring all the others. We are free to choose our thoughts with some discrimination and fine ease. Thoughts has huge power, creativity of mental image, emotion.